And hello and what is up, friends? How do you get the biggest buds possible and at the same time the best yields you could possibly get out of any space using any light? And well, I have all of those answers for you today, and I'm going to be sharing every single detail from start to finish on how you could do just that. Literally the biggest buds, the most amount possible out of any space using any light. So if that sounds like a video you might be interested in, you may just want to stick around. But let's not take any more time and let's get right to it, friends. Now, first things first, when it comes to yield, quality, and size of the flower, your wattage of the light is going to have a lot to do with the end result. And let me explain. The higher you go up in wattage, from 100 to 1000 watts, the higher you go, the easier it's going to be to achieve the density and size of the flower being larger. If you're starting a grow with anything from 100 watts to 315 watts, you're going to be relying heavily on the genetics. And keep in mind, the density in this wattage could be affected depending again on the genetics, which you're going to be relying more than if you were to be growing in a 450 watt or a 1000 watt scenario. However, how do we get the most out of this range, 100 to 315 watt, and get the biggest buds possible, and at the same time get the heaviest yield possible? Very simple. We just do a shorter veg time and we do more plants per square footage. So in a 2x2 scenario, 2 foot by 2 foot tent, I would recommend doing 9 plants, and this is how it would play out. The veg time for this scenario would be anywhere from 2 to 5 days. Now, pot size is going to be anywhere from half a gallon to a 1 gallon. You could go a 1 gallon fabric pot if that's going to be your end or your final home. Your pot size is going to be half a gallon to a 1 gallon, and since it's going to be your final home, you can make that 1 gallon a fabric pot if you would like. When it comes to plant structure, you're going to be doing minimum training, and here's why. This is a life-size representation of what your plant should look like, and the reason why it should look like this is because when you take your clones, you should have a mother plant just for that. So you're going to be taking the best clones available on the plant, and they're going to look something like this. Now, why a 2 to 5 day veg only? Because if you have cuts that look like this, once you transplant them from the cloner into a 1 gallon pot, within 2 to 5 days, they're going to start to look like this. By the time you flip to flower, your buds are probably going to be maybe up to here or a little bit larger, but this would be an actual size of what your plant should look like. Now, if you were to do this, you have anywhere from 5 to 7 nodes per plant. Times that by 9 plants in a 2x2, you're looking at anywhere from 60 to 70 nodes underneath a 100 watt light, which should cover almost all of the pots completely, but more than likely you're gonna have a little bit of room on the outside that's not gonna be covered. So you're gonna get the best possible weight and bud size if you were to follow this right here, and I believe that to be true, being that I've grown in pretty much all of the occasions that we're going to be talking about now, and I'm speaking from experience at this point. But this would be the way that I would do it if I'm running anywhere from 100 to 315 watt light. This would be the scenario that I would try in order to get the most density, the highest yield, and the best size possible buds that you can. Now, when it comes into the next stage, which would be anywhere above 400 watts, it is a lot easier for you to get the size buds that you're going to be looking for, and it's also going to be a lot easier for you to get that yield. Now, the difference of the way the final product comes out between the 100 watt and the 450 watt, it's going to be way further apart than the 1000 watt and the 450. When it comes to yield, that would probably be the only difference that you're going to be noticing when it comes to 450 watt and 1000 watt lights. The density and the size between the 450 and the 1000 watt light, it's going to be a lot closer together than the 100 to 450. So keep that in mind when you're growing or when you're shopping for a light. And again, I'm speaking from experience, because the next scenario that we're going to be talking about would be one of my favorite grows, and you guys probably seen it. It went viral after growing with the TS3000 by Mars Hydro, and I did that in a 2x2 tent, which ended up yielding 14.5 ounces in that little space. Same space as the 100 to 315 watt grow that we would have. But we're going to be ending up with much better quality and higher yield than this wattage here. So you guys could see the difference between 450 and 100 in the same space. The light that I put in the 2x2, you can see here, it covered the complete tent almost to the rim, and that made all of the plants be underneath the light, which helped a lot. Now, the way that I would do this scenario, again, would be the veg time anywhere 15 to 20 days. Pot size is going to be a 3-gallon fabric pot that I'm going to be ending up in. Plant structure, topping and training, it's not recommended, it's actually needed. Like, you need to be acquainted with topping, training, super cropping, all of those methods, because you're going to be implementing it heavy. Almost every 3 days you're going to be doing it to this plant. Now, the way the veg time would go for this, in order for you to get the most out of it, it would always start here on the cloner. You're going to start with your best clones. You're going to put it in this time, since it's not going to be your forever pot, it's going to be a 1-gallon plastic pot, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to remove and transplant once you get to the final home. But you go from the cloner to the first 1-gallon pot, and you're going to be in this pot for 10 days. You're going to be in that 1-gallon pot for 10 days. Once you have 10 days in that pot, you have enough roots built up in there to where you could jump onto the 3-gallon pot. Once you put it in the 3-gallon pot, you could do 5 days and flip to flower, bringing your total veg time to 15. Or you could do 10 days in the 3-gallon pot, bringing your veg time to 20 days, and then you could flip to flower. Your plant, again, should be looking something like this, with a lot of nodes and a really healthy plant, almost just a little bit wider, or almost just as wide as the pot itself. Again, because you're going to be putting those 3-gallon pots in a 2x2, and it's going to take a lot of space, so those plants should fit perfectly in there. And again, I'm speaking from experience. Still to this day, nobody has beaten 14.5 ounces in a 2x2 that I have seen. And now, friends, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I am going to be replicating the 2x2 grow again, but this time with the newer edition of the TS3000 by Mars Hydro. And since I want to break my own record, I am going to be updating the equipment. So I will be using the new Mars Hydro controller that they came out with just recently, and that's going to pretty much take care and automate everything that's going to go in this grow, which I am going to be using 6-inch inline fans and oscillating fans that I didn't do on the last grow. But I believe this grow, I am going to break my own record. So I want you guys to be subscribed, because I really want you to witness it. once I release the video, because I do believe the strains that I have now is enough to break my own record of 14.5 ounces in the 2x2. So be sure to be subscribed, because that's the future plan for this channel. Now, when it comes to the 1000 watt and jumping into a 4x4 scenario, and you want to really get the most out of that space using a 1000 watt, or you could even use the 450 watt, but you can see that the 450 watt is gonna be covering, again, like this scenario, it's not going to cover completely all of the pots, but the 1000 watt light is going to cover all of your plants, more than likely, giving you that difference in yield between the 450 and the 1000 watt light. But again, you could apply any of these scenarios, and you could match and learn from this, and pretty much start and get a base map on what you want to do according to your growth scenario. But let's finish up with the 4x4. I would do 9 plants in a 3 gallon underneath a 1000 watt. And again, this is what I did this past season underneath the FCE 1000 watt by Mars Hydro, and I ended up yielding, it was like 2.8 pounds in that space. And I did use 9 plants, 3 gallon pots. But this time I went from the 1 gallon into the 3 gallon, but instead of vegging longer time in the 3 gallon, I just did a 5-day veg in the 3 gallon, and then I flipped to flower, and my end yield was 2.8 pounds out of a pretty much 4x4 area with a 1000 watt light above it. And I think it ended up pretty good results. If you guys have any questions, be sure to put them down in the comments below, as I make sure to answer everyone. But I believe if you were to follow this structure here, you will absolutely end up with the best results you could get, no matter if it's 100 watt or 1000 watt light. Once you start to implement this, and once you start to understand this, the balance between plant, veg time, and square footage and light, once you start to understand that, you could really dial in your grows and make it better. But yeah, guys, this right here, it's really a key for success. In a 2x2, if you want to do it in a 2x4, even if you want to do a 2x4, all you have to do is just another one of these, and right next to it, it becomes a 2x4. If you want to do a 3x3, you could still apply this method, or you could apply this method in a 3x3. If you're growing in a 4x4, you could apply this method here with 3 gallon pots. Very simple. If you're growing in a larger space, you could still apply this method and end up with the best yield, the best density and size of the buds, which makes it really appealing. But yeah, guys, let me know if this actually helped you. Let me know what you think of this kind of videos. If you want more of these kind of videos, let me know down in the comments below. But as always, I'm not going to take any more of your time, because I want you to watch the rest of my videos. So until next time, this is Grass in Class signing out. Peace.